How many of you are scared talking to your best friend? How many of you are scared talking to your family member? And why is it that you are scared when you are conducting your webinar? What is it that keeps you away from being the best on your webinar? The purpose of this video is to make you aware of the top 7 fears that keeps you away from being the best on your webinar. So let's quickly dive in. If you can see my mind map, I wanted to type yes in the comment box, and I wanted to like this particular video and subscribe to my channel just in case you have not done it to get the similar content. So let's quickly dive into the subject, how to deal with fear on your webinar. I'm going to share a few concepts, then the top 7 fears, and then the next steps. So let's talk about some concepts. Why webinars? Webinars are the best medium between you and your target customers. They are the best medium to connect with your customer. They are the best medium to deliver the value. They are the best medium to acquire the long-term customers. And they are the best medium to make profit on your webinar. So with the situation which we are into, webinar are the best medium for you to be the best in your field and transfer that value to your customer. If you're not comfortable doing the webinar, it's going to be a short-term pain for a long-term gain. So make yourself comfortable, become comfortable in conducting the webinar so that you can have that direct interaction and in-person interaction with your customers. So it is a great medium again for an in-person engagement wherein you can have a deeper connect with your customer and get that value for him. So after this concept, let's quickly get into the top 7 fears which are stopping you from being the best on the webinar. Let's understand what is the meaning of fear. Fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. So let's look at what is this. What others might think of me is the main question, So we are stuck with what others are thinking about me when others are busy thinking about what others are thinking about them. So this is absolutely meaningless to think about what others would be thinking of you, and this is the cause of fear most of the time. You're not confident about the content, you are not done enough research on the subject, and that's the reason you feel that you're not done enough and you're not very confident. You should give your 100% on the research and come out with something which is great, which is of value, which will actually make a difference in somebody's life. You always feel that others are better than you, and this is the cause which gets you into the comparison mode. You start comparing yourself with somebody who is the best in the industry, which is very unfair. Just in case you have to compare, you need to compare yourself with them when they had started on this journey. Maybe it is 3 months, 3 years, 4 years down the line, 3 years, 4 years before when they started the journey. That would be an ideal comparison. It's very, very unfair for you to compare yourself, especially when you are starting on this particular journey, with somebody who has achieved something already. That's a very unfair comparison, and this factor alone should give you the confidence that you are comparing with yourself, and if you better yourself every single day, that is the achievement in itself. So with this kind of fears, what happens is that we lose clarity, we lose concentration, we lose productivity, and most of it we lose the result. And that's a great loss just because of some false evidence start appearing real to you. And the most important thing that we lose is we lose our trust in ourselves, and it's very, very difficult for you to come out of that again, and so much of time is wasted again in coming out of that. So you need to be aware of false evidence appearing real in your case and try to banish that. Let's get to the number 2 factor. The moment you have fear, you need to first acknowledge the fact. You need to acknowledge the fact that you have fear. Then get into a deeper thought as to identifying the source, as to where this fear is coming from. Is it something that somebody had said something to you in the childhood? Some teacher, some elder, some people in your surrounding or an environment who has actually suppressed you, and that has created a fear psychosis within you, and it is triggering now. where it is coming from. You need to identify that first. After you identify your fear, try to find a solution. You may not have the solution immediately, but try to find somebody who is actually doing something which you want to do. Ask them how did he deal with the fear. You can take one or two tips from him and start implementing that. At least you will go one step further. And there is only one cure for the fear, and that is action. If you start taking action, I'm not asking you to take a big video. I'm not asking you to take a bigger action or a leap of actions. I'm not asking you to take a big actions, but small steps every single day, small action, small element of it will definitely kill your fear. Now that's the number 2 element. Let's go to the number 3 element. The number 3 element is to prepare for an event. If you're conducting a webinar, you need to prepare for the event. And first thing that you need to do in this particular thing is to have a well researched subject. Whatever subject whatever subject you are delivering, go deeper into it, spend much more time into that, so that you need to be confident about it for yourself. You should be convinced yourself that you have given your more than 100% in the subject matter. If you have this particular confidence, then you don't need to, then the fear will automatically subside, because now you know that you have done your best. The second thing when you're preparing for the event is to practice, to record, and to repeat. What you need to do is that you need to record your practice, watch it again, take notes of it, see that something which you have done best, keep repeating that. Something which needs little more improvement, take some improvement. If you can share your practice session with somebody who is in the same space and he can give you some feedback on that, that would be great, and that will actually give you a lot of pointers to improve on. And you need to think about this thing when you're conducting a webinar. You need to think about giving value and not selling on the webinar. Some of us are really scared to sell on the webinar, or really scared about selling itself. So at this point in time, I want you to remember that you are only giving value, and the sole purpose of you to be on the webinar is to only give him value. Right now, at this particular point in time, don't think about sales at all. I'm going to take this subject at a later stage in the presentation. Till that point in time, just remember that you are only offering the value. Next step, the next element is to make camera your friend. Be comfortable with facing and interacting. Just imagine that you are in the live event and interacting with 500 audience in the hall, and just do the same thing. Conduct yourself as you're conducting a live event. Speak emotionally as if you're speaking to the best friend. When you're speaking to your best friend, you don't focus on the emotion, it comes naturally. The modulation comes naturally. So when you're at the natural state of oration, when you're natural state of communication, emotion takes care of itself. Slowly you will understand that you're not so bad in front of camera, and you have started becoming much more comfortable in front of the camera. More practice will give you more such situation, and more situation will make you much more comfortable. Soon you will be so much comfortable that you would be able to host a longer event, speak for a longer duration of time, and have more interaction with your customers. The next element is that your best state. What is your state when you are conducting a webinar? This is the very critical element which nobody takes care of. You need to understand what is the state you are most comfortable in, what is the state you are most confident in, and accordingly conduct a webinar in that state. If you're not confident, or if you feel you're dull in your energy, you can do 10 jumping jacks. Just do 10 jumping jacks so that you change the energy level. You need to change the physiology to change the energy level, and if you change the energy level, you will be much more confident and energetic. So let's say you are comfortable and confident in a standing position. So arrange your setup for a standing presentation, and what you do is that the standing position gives you much more energy. It makes you feel powerful and confident, and nothing shines better than good energy and confident. So you need to identify your position. Just in case you are not very confident sitting and delivering your content, try standing and delivering. Most of the time the standing position is a active position, and active position will always give you that active feeling, that energy and that confidence to conduct a webinar. So try standing position if you are always delivering content in sitting position, and you will be amazed the way and the amount of confidence that it gives you. So this is the element of conducting yourself in the best state. The next element is that don't try to be a perfectionist. You will never ever feel ready or comfortable enough if you try to be in the perfection zone. You will never ever feel that you're actually the best in what you're doing. Do something every day that scares you. If you identify that, okay, this is the particular thing which scares you the most, do it enough number of times so that you overcome that. Feel the fear of what scares you and do it anyway. If you incorporate this in your practice sessions over and over again, it will become the habit for you, and that you will never ever realize that you had a fear of so and such thing. If you are constantly in the state of fear, you will miss on a lot of good opportunities, which you should never ever indulge into. And you should constantly try to learn from the mistakes and the feedback of your target audience. Always get the feedback from your customer in terms of testimonials, in terms of improvements, in terms of what is the subject matter which they would like you to include in their curriculum. So these things, these kind of an interaction will give you a lot of feedback as to what your target audience is looking for and what is the best way you can incorporate these new things and make it much more effective and transforming. And the last element is sales as a form of service. I told you in the previous section that you should not get the element of selling while you're conducting a webinar, because some of you are scared when you talk about selling and when this thought of selling comes to your mind. But remember one thing, you should always look at sales as a form of service. You are actually delivering value, and for that particular value he is going to have that exchange of value with you. He's going to exchange that money with you. So every webinar is a sales webinar. You are either selling an idea or you are selling a solution. Just remember that if you do not sell, you will not have profits per webinar, you will not be able to have an exchange of idea, you will not be able to have an exchange of value, and you will not be able to have more profits on your webinar. So every webinar is a sales webinar. If you get this thought clear in a positive terms, you will never ever hesitate selling on your webinar and improve your conversion ratio consistently. So, and it's very important for you to identify the target customer. Why I'm saying you need to identify your target customer is because we are scared to deliver in front of a varied customer. Why? Is because we feel that, okay, my content is not powerful enough, I have not done enough research, I am not able to deliver in the right way. Just remember that your target customer is someone who is one page behind of you, who is just one page behind you. That means you are one page ahead of him. So you know the content which your target customer doesn't know. You know the content which your target customer doesn't know. You are expert in something which your target customer is not. So you are delivering value to somebody who doesn't know about your subject, and in those terms you become an authority. So if you identify your target customer and deliver to somebody who is one step behind you, that is where you will be much more confident and make a difference in their particular life. This is something which is very profound, and this will actually take the fear away from your conduct. And the last thing is that you need to focus on result and only result. You should strive and go any length to bring in that result in his life. Your customer is not attending your webinar for the first time. He has attended several such webinars elsewhere. The fact that he is on a webinar is because he has not got a solution to the problem which he is seeking solution for. He is looking at you with much more promising, he's looking at you that you would have a solution to his particular problem. In that terms, he is your prospective customer. If you are understanding his problem at a deeper level and able to give him a solution, that is where he's going to take an informed decision. Money is not a criteria. If you can offer a solution, a step-by-step formula, he is going to pay that value for your efforts. So in another way, you need to share that, you need to tell him that system a step by step. You need to share the system, you need to deliver that system, you need to give your content in a systematic form, in a way that it could be a step by step formula, it could be a several step model, it could be a formula, or it could be a step by step process which he would follow and which will help him reach from point A to point B in the shortest possible time. You need to take 100% responsibility of the results. Only this element will give you that leverage from others. Only this will give you that leverage to connect with him at a deeper level, and only this element will give you a lot of money and you will make more profits per webinar. So these are the 7 elements which will help you become the best, conduct the best webinar and deliver that value to your customers. Okay, now the next element is the next step. What you need to do the next is I conduct webinars at equal interval of times on this particular subject. Just in case you are not a part of this particular, you never attended my webinar, I wanted to click on the link below and register yourself so that you are a part of the next webinar and you get much more value on this particular subject. Second thing is that I'm going to offer you the free resource. As a free resource, I'm going to share this particular mind map. In the link is below this particular video, which you can download and keep it for your future references. Third thing which I'm going to share with you is my VIP group. If you're not a part of my VIP group, I want you to click on this particular link and become a part of my VIP group, where I share similar content, where I come live to answer your questions, where I come live to interact with you so that you can take an advantage of it, and I give transformative content at equal interval of time so that you will get benefited through this resource also. So this is all in this particular video. I hope you got a lot of value. Once again, I want you to like this particular video and subscribe to my channel so that you become a part of my community and you get in-depth knowledge about this particular subject. I hope you got a lot of value, and I'll see you in my next webinar. Thank you so much and see you on the live webinar. Thank you.